respondiendo a una invitación personal de la señora Romano de López Portillo, la esposa del presidente de Israel, Ofira Navon, decidió viajar a México para participar en un encuentro internacional de esposas de jefes de Estado. Y no solo aceptó, sino que la señora Ofira Navon, estando bastante enferma de cáncer, incluso adelantó los tratamientos de quimioterapia que tenía que hacerse para poder asistir a esta reunión, lo cual es doblemente loable. La señora Navon es esposa del presidente de Israel, podría decirse una de las armas secretas de su gran popularidad. Tiene 2 hijos pequeños, una hija adoptiva y otro hijo de ellos. Fue reina de belleza años atrás y es, además de todo esto, también psicóloga de profesión. Vamos a platicar con ella. Mrs. Navon, in French they say cherchez la femme. It's obvious that your husband is one of the most popular men in Israel. In which way did you contribute to this popularity?
Well, first of all, I'm beside my husband, which means that I have to run this household, which is a very large one. It has a lot of people, a lot of workers, and we see more than several thousand people every month. More than 5,000 people enter this house. And certainly I would like them to feel good when they come to this house, to feel proud, to feel that this house is really their house, but it's a beautiful house. It's an honorable house. So I'm trying to make it look beautiful. I asked to plant flowers in the garden because we have a very big garden here. I'm trying to bring into this house the good work of art of Israel. So when a person comes here, he will be able to see the beauty of this country. When I started the job, I formed a special fund which I called Ichpat Li. Ichpat Li in Hebrew, in English it is I care. And if you look at the letters Ichpat Li, you can understand what it stands for. E for education, C for culture, P for psychology, A for art, and T for tradition, Li Israel. And all these are together the things that I care. I'm taking children who are very intelligent, who has a high intelligence by the test, according to psychological tests, but that their actual ability in high school, the grades are low. So, if they have a very high intelligence, but the grades are very low, the question is being asked why. These children I consider a waste of human potential. And I think that we cannot afford, no country can afford, a waste of human potential. I think this is the greatest crime. And I took these children, and we formed a committee in a certain high school here in Bet Chinuch. And we picked special children with high potential, intellectual potential, high leadership potential, and we give them special help.
Mrs. Navon, you have given example not only in that field, but quite unusually a few months ago, you didn't hide from public opinion the fact that you had cancer. Now, are you afraid of it?
Afraid is not really the word. I sometimes wonder when people ask me, aren't you afraid of it? And I wonder, maybe something is wrong with me because I'm not afraid of it. Somehow I feel that I'm not going to let cancer have me a victim. I feel that cancer is really not a verdict of death. I don't accept it. I learned the subject. I know now that there are 100 types of cancer, and each type there are several, at least 4 stages. So it is very important what kind of cancer you have and in what stage it was caught. And for example, in my case, it was caught in the 1st grade, in the 1st stage, and therefore I hope it will be cured. And if I can say one thing to women who listen to me is that please take care of yourself. Have yourself being checked. So in case you will be sick, God forbid, at least it will be caught in an early stage. And in this way, you will be able to overcome it. Another thing I learned when I found out that I was sick is that you have to think what are the important things for you. And somehow, suddenly, very intuitively, I found out that family and friends and faith are the most important thing. And if you have this, everything is so much easier to overcome. Therefore, I'm not afraid. Certainly I'm anxious. I wouldn't like to be sick again, and in cancer it can reoccur. But with the help of God, I hope it will not happen to me.
Mrs. Navon, did the fact that you are a psychologist help you in some way to face the problem the way you face it?
I think to some extent, yes. Although when it happened to me and when I reacted, I didn't know I'm reacting as a psychologist. All my life, I'm a psychologist already for 17 years. I preached to my children, the handicapped children I worked with, or mental patient, or deaf children. I preached them to try to accept the loss, but to see the existing positive potential that remain in them. For example, when I spoke to my child who couldn't walk, I said, look, you cannot walk, but look, you can discover what beautiful things you have within you. And now I am applying it to myself, trying to see the positive things, the healthy things that remain in me, and not to see only the cancer that eated me.
Mrs. Navon, talking about happier things, you are going to Mexico. Will it be your first visit?
Oh, thank God it's not the first visit. I visited Mexico several years ago, and I admire this country. I always, whenever I spoke about Mexico, I said that this is the country that God painted with his own straw paintbrush. This was always my feeling. I remember Mexico because of the colorful. I remember the singing in the street. Everything was so excitingly beautiful, and the people are so warm and so attentive and really inspiring. Therefore, I'm really so grateful to the First Lady of Mexico, Mrs. Lopez Portillo, for initiating this meeting, because I think it will be important, first of all, for the cause itself, that wives of heads of states will meet and discuss the problems of a child, because child is something that it is really beyond, above borders, race, color, belief, faith, everything. And we have a common goal to improve the condition of children. When I see now the children in Cambodia, and I don't have to mention the children from the Holocaust and the Vietnam children, or children refugees, the Arab children refugees. I don't even want to go into what kind of children. I think children refugees are a crime in anywhere in the world. And if we can improve and take care that this will be less a problem, I have an idea. I will bring it in the meeting, in the conference. I don't want to discuss it now. But I think it is essential that we will work. And we have a little power, and we have to exercise it. And it is wonderful that Mrs. Lopez Portillo gave us the opportunity to meet and discuss this. I'm looking forward to being in Mexico again and to meet the wonderful nation and the people of Mexico.
Mrs. Navon, thank you very much, and have a very good trip and a better stay in our country. Thank you. Desde la residencia del presidente de Israel en Jerusalén para 24 horas, Erika Wexler.
تفيف. الشعر حوالي 50 فتاة، واستغرقت الدورات 9 أشهر. وحضرت الاحتفالات عقيلة رئيس الدولة السيدة أوفيرا نافون، التي ألقت كلمة قالت فيها إن العالم بأسره مجمع على الرأي بأن الأم هي التي تحدد مصير ومستقبل الجيل الجديد. وأضافت أن المرأة العربية في إسرائيل قطعت أشواطا واسعة منذ قيام الدولة، وناشدت المرأة العربية في إسرائيل التطوع من أجل تطوير مجتمعها في جميع المجالات. وقالت إنه أثناء زيارتها لمصر أدركت خلال لقاءاتها مع سيدات مصريات أن المرأة المصرية تواجه نفس المشاكل التي تواجهها المرأة في إسرائيل. وأنهت السيدة نافون كلمتها معربة عن أملها في أن تستمر خطوات السلام مع مصر وتتسع لتشمل دولا عربية أخرى.
بالنسبة لي الدورة فادتني إشي كتير، لأن أول شيء ما كملت العلم، يعني شهادتي المدرسية ما كملتها، ما فيش قدامي كان مجال تاني إني أدخله غير الكوافير، وأول شيء كانت عندي رغبة إني أتعلمها، فدخلت هاي الدورة واستفدت منها كتير يعني بالنسبة للناحية المادية وللناحية الشخصية، يعني الحقيقة كتير استفدت منها.
هل ناوية إنك تكملي مثلا في الشغل أو في التعليم؟
إن شاء الله إذا بيصح لي فرصة أو مجال يعني إني أطلع برا أكمل برا ما عنديش مانع، أما هلأ أنا عندي بشتغل في البيت.
رؤساء المجالس المحلية الدرزية طالبوا اليوم بتطبيق برنامج الرفاه التعليمي في جميع المدارس الدرزية في البلاد، والذي يشتمل على يوم دراسي مطول.
תשאלי.
האם הפרושים שמוצצים דם אדם אוהבים גם דם כלבים?
בדרך כלל כן.
או?
התהליך הוא כזה. כשהפרושים רעבים ואין בסביבה בני אדם, הם עוקצים גם כלבים ובעלי חיים אחרים. אבל בהזדמנות ראשונה הם קופצים בחזרה מהכלב לבין האדם.
שמעת?
כן, יופי!
קומי קיטי!
בואי מהר לאכול!
קיטי! מה איתך קיטי?
היא בוודאי גבעה ברעב.
חבל, היא הייתה יכולה לקבל כלב רק לעצמה.
מה? מה אמרת? כלב? איפה הוא? איפה אפשר לאכול? מתי? איפה?
כן, ניקח אותך אליו. כלב שמן וגדול.
כלב אמיתי. על סף ייאוש עוזר גם פרעוש. אתם לא מתכוונים לצאת לאסוף צוף בעונה קרירה כזאת?
לא, פליפ. הסלסלה הזאת לא נועדה לצוף. הגענו, קיטי.
איזה כלב נהדר. אמנם אני מעדיפה בדרך כלל בני אדם, אבל אסור להתלונן. כשאין ברירה גם כלב הוא הצלה.
מה קרה לכם?
קשה לי לקפוץ, אדוני. הרעב הביא אותי לאפיסת כוחות.
עזוב אותה, פליפ. ובכן קדימה, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. הופ!
נראה שקיטי כבר עקצה אותו.
כן, נכון. נקווה שהחיפושית תיפול כשהכלב יתגרד.
היי, קודם כל מיצי את חברתי, ואחר כך תמצצי את דמו.